This is the presentation for the arc command. The arc command can be found on the draw panel of the ribbon. You can either click the icon that's on the top or click for the drop down menu. On the drop down you have all the different options for the arc command. Whichever option you select, that ends up being at the top of the list. This is kind of like a stack of cards where it comes to the top of the pile. 3-point is typically the default option. If you click on the 3-point and you just start picking points, it's going to draw an arc between those points on the screen. I picked a point here and I picked an end point. It's just going to draw an arc between all three of those points that I selected. If you spacebar to continue and spacebar again, it picks up where it last left off. You can continue drawing, spacebar, spacebar. You can continue drawing that shape by hitting spacebar to repeat, and then spacebar again to continue where it last left off. So if you need some odd shape or need to trace something around, that would be the basic arc with the 3-point option. I'm going to erase, and every one of those arc segments is a separate entity. Now let's use some of the other options. I have some samples on the screen for drawing door symbols on a floor plan. So I have the opening drawn, and I have the door panel drawn as a rectangle, and we need to put some arcs in. I'm going to zoom into the first one. I'm going to use the start, center, end option. So I pick the start point, I pick my center point, and then the end would be up here for the door swing. So my start point, my center point, and my end point. I'm going to repeat and do the same thing over here using a different option. I'll use start, end, and radius. A start point, end point, and my radius. And you should also remember that AutoCAD calculates angles counterclockwise. It also draws arcs counterclockwise. So when you're drawing an arc, if I was to use the same one, start, end, radius, if I picked this as my start point, this is my end point, and I try to do a radius, notice it's drawing it the opposite direction. I want my radius to go the other way, so I'm going to pick it right off the top here because it's on the top of the stack now. My start point would be at the top, my end point at the bottom, and then my radius point. So you can see the difference with how AutoCAD calculates its angles. It also affects how it calculates and draws its arcs. So those are some of the typical uses of the arc command. I'm going to go up and click the arc drop down again. Notice there's 10 different options plus a continue at the bottom. I suggest going ahead and practicing each of those, and then let me know if you have any questions. So this is the end of the presentation for the arc command.